Dude, great. Sure. Fine.
What'll I do now? This here broken bridge speaks to me some. A fair place.
This
to rest
broken
my
bridge
bones for a
speaks
bit.
to me.
And tell you what, with all this sunlight and fresh air, I can feel the calling forth of the poetic muse beneath me trousers.
That's disgusting.
Been a long time since I felt this here compass pointing.
That's
any
disgusting.
direction. Now, speaking of navigations and the like, a long time ago, I had me a nice collection of riches stuffed away in a lockbox. Being the stupid ass that I am, I buried the thing one eve when I was high in my cups. Can't for the death of me remember where except I know it was near this broken bridge. The box has a silver locket in it. It holds the portrait of
Meredith.
wife, Meredith. It's the last thing I have in this world to remember her by. If you happen across my lockbox in your travels, I'd be appreciating of its return.
Okay.
It's a bit of an embarrassing affair, truth.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Thought I could return to the golden days, you know. Be a terror of the high seas like in me youth. Problem was, they'd all forgotten me. Those young blighters sailing about, they had no clue who I even were. Figured if I could complete another great feat, like slaying that sea bitch Mervale,
Sea bitch.
maybe that'd earn me my respect back. Suppose I don't need to tell you, that girl is stronger than she looks. All it took were one slip of the old hands, and next I knew, the Black Crest wrecked against the coast, and I'm getting myself eaten alive by that hag. Peeled each separate muscle from my bones, she did.
That's intense.
It weren't pretty.
Yeah, what about your daughter, Lily Roth?
I know Lily
Granddaughter?
missing me something great, and it cuts me deep not to go visit the lass. Thing is, I reckon she should remember me as I was. Not wretch at the sight of the spectre I be now. Let the legend live on in her mind, I say.
That's very noble.
Think of the worst place ye can imagine. That's Pondium. Now think of the gods be damned best whorehouse you've ever had the pleasure of. That's
Yeah?
Pondium. A pirate paradise full of bodies to stab, holes to fill, and devious liquor
Gross.
to imbibe. Brine rots control the whole island and make sure it lives up to the lowest of expectations. Can't imagine much has changed since I was there last. Still, it's a good place to swashbuckle and make love to a bawdy, buxom bunter out back of a boozy bar.
The alliteration, though. Pondium?
Aye, them brine rots be a nasty bunch. Led by me very own flesh and blood, me baby sister Lucy. The rot mother, they call her now. Used to be that I were their leader, back when the brine rots were about one thing, and one thing only, raiding, pillaging, and plundering their scrawny black guts out.
Goots.
Old Lucy were me first mate, for years. But she got a whiff of the power that being captain could gain her, and mutineered me.
Damn.
Me own sister.
Sith Lord, Sith Lord.
Dropped me on some deserted island off the coast of somewhere. The bitch. Took months to make it back to the mainland. That brine rot clan's been trouble ever since. Used to have some good old-fashioned pirate on 'em. And now, they're raving mad lunatics out for their next fix of fear and fortune.
Brine Rot Clan.
Fair wind!
Judging by that rather curious ship and its aberrant captain, I imagine you had rather an interesting voyage here. Now, Inquisitor Maligaro. We must have his soul. He has most certainly returned to his old haunt, yet his manifestations are like wisps on the wind. There one moment, gone the next. While I am familiar with the phantasmal trails and tributaries that filigree this reality, Maligaro's exact whereabouts eludes me. You should speak with these desperates who cling to this broken bridge. That young Templar scholar in particular. Their mundane knowledge must provide where my enlightened sapiens cannot. There was a time before the beast, bathed in the shadows of lost memory, when men and women like you could ascend.
Whoa.
The quality and the adoration of their people. These few could reach out into the quickening mists of immortality and grasp the power of godhood.
I wonder if that's what we're doing
Mind you,
when we ascend.
transcendence is never easy. Like the pains of childbirth, it reeks of agony, tragedy, and sacrifice. The sacrifice most often being of one's humanity. That is simply the way
Oh,
of it.
never mind.
Those of us who seek the immortal throne live long enough to see ourselves become truly monstrous.
Dang. Real.
Ah, yes. You do seem to have a penchant for presenting
Penchant.
yourself when times are at their most perplexing. It would seem that our Almighty has forsaken us. False deities from ages past now rise and ravage, while our blessed innocence remains as silent as the stones at my feet. So much
Oh,
for
innocence
Templar
is the
propaganda,
Templar
eh?
thing.
Well, I suppose if we are to fend for ourselves, then I should answer your troubling arrival with our own most pressing tribulation. The relic that washed ashore and started all the chaos. It was covered in ancient Val inscriptions. The symbols were much weathered, making them challenging to translate. Yet I did my best. The inscriptions spoke of the god Ralakesh. If this object somehow housed the spirit of that many-faced monstrosity, then I fear we are all in danger. Ralakesh was renowned for his penchant for subjugation and control. Please, I urge you to destroy this god before his strength and dominance grow insurmountable. Nip this divine threat in the bud, as it were.
Yep, that's it. As it
Our
were.
friend, Greust, has likely become Ralakesh's avatar in this world. At least his recent behavior would indicate as much. If you could see to Greust's passing, Ralakesh will be forced to retreat into the relic. Destroy the relic, and perhaps you will also
Into the
destroy
relic,
the
huh?
god.
I don't think I remember doing that specifically.
Yes, Ralakesh, the god of many faces.
Yeah, is this Game of Thrones? I mean,
I
spoilers.
read about this god when I looked after the museum in Theopolis. It said he was obsessed with governance, in particular the control of humanity through our base animal instincts. He ruled over the citizens of one unfortunate Val city. Alas, the name escapes me. Yet I do recall that his experiments brought his subjects to the brink of extinction, and that he was forced to enslave many a primitive Asmerian of the time so as to repopulate his domain. Though I shudder at the thought, I can only imagine that Ralakesh has rather similar plans now.
Whoa, it started with a few mumblings in his slumber, then long forays the wild, searching for relics of a distinctly arachnid nature. I thought it natural extension of Silk's eccentric persona at first, then came the sleepless nights, studying the relics. Then one night Silk gathered his collection and scuttled off in the dark side of the word. Silk has always been susceptible to fine fictions. Perhaps he has finally shunned reality altogether. Dang. Yeah, he talks about the six...
A fascinating case
Six-legged,
that flies in the face
whatever.
of all that is natural.
8 legs?
Whalem
6 legs?
is undead for sure. Something we have in spades in Rayclust. But a sentient, reasonable ghost? Now that is rare indeed.
Reasonable
When we
ghost.
talk, I feel as if I'm staring into the breach, witnessing that which man was not meant to know.
Yeah.
I have theorized about what animates the pirate's essence, how he manages to manifest on this earth once again. I think I shall compile my observations and speculations into a book. Yes. Eramir's Elucidations of Undeath. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
Whatever you say, buddy.
Keep your wits about you.
Stay inquisitive.
You arrive. The great
She doesn't have
spirit spoke in
shirt
my
on.
dreams, told me that
Don't zoom in.
darkness would again
Banned.
drown our lands.
I got it.
And you, Exile, would walk before the flood. But what is this? You are not alone. A shade, a memory, older even than... No, older than spirit? Fear grips my throat. I shake, but the spirit drapes a warming cloak upon my shoulders. This ancient ghost that follows you, it has the trust of the spirit. And if the spirit trusts, then I trust.
Okay.
My heart weeps for our old home. But what the spirit gives, we must embrace. The spirit, it claims who it needs to, when it needs to. There is no sense in sadness.
Okay.
I watch Silk for many days, scurrying to this old Val stone, scurrying to that old Val ruin, always muttering. He talked and talked and talked, yet I heard no one answer. The spirit warned that I should stay away from him. It pained me. Silk is my friend, yet I must listen to spirit. I go from Silk's side, and now he's gone from mine.
That's a really
I do not know where
sad
Silk
statement.
go, but I see him in dreams. He is caught in great spider web that stretch into darkness. And that spider web, it is full of bones. More bones from more people than I ever see in my life. If you find Silk, please, free him from the web. Don't let him become bones like the rest.
Her accent is very weird.
Greust has changed. Once, I knew my place in this world. I knew my place within the spirit. Now, doorways have opened. Doorways I can neither see nor touch, but through which the spiritless ones pass all the same. The spiritless ones must be driven back. Their doors must be closed. May the Great Spirit guide you in your
Great
battles against
Spirit.
these ancients that mean us nothing but ill. I belong to no one but the Spirit. I have no need for the sweet words and caresses of the ghost.
Words.
Whalem, he makes me laugh, and he hears the voice of the Spirit. Not in the same way I do. His Spirit speaks of the great waters beyond this land. He pays heed to the Spirit, and the Spirit loves him for it. I do not. It is better to speak to the dead than no one at all. Whalem knows the Spirit, but he will not know me.
Okay.
Turn your back for the barest moment and Greust bites you in the proverbial. I imagine that's how you're feeling upon visiting us this time. It's how I feel about now. I'm afraid that the Inquisitor's spirit has indeed returned to the Chamber of Sins. Yet while you won't encounter Meligaro by wandering his halls, I do perhaps know how you can find him. Whilst investigating the Fell Shrine, I learned of the existence of a map, forged by Meligaro from his own viscera.
Gross.
This map allowed him to transfer
I'm gonna
his
touch this
spirit
thing?
into another form of existence, an existential safe house to which he could retreat should death ever attempt to take him. Understanding the map's purpose,
Oh my god, he's like
Gaul tried to
Voldemort.
destroy it, to no avail.
Yo, Harry
So
Potter
he
is
locked
about
it
to be
away
lit.
deep within the ruins of Freesia Cathedral. Find that map and place it upon the Reverie device in Meligaro's old laboratory. And when you step over that threshold, expect the very worst.
Okay.
The unsettling things in my lifetime.
Ow.
Sarah living next door to me? We reside in dark times indeed when the living need shared.
I'm just gonna restart the game real fast. Ow. Ow. That hurt me. Hang on. It's all good. Don't worry. Minor technical issues, I'm sure. Everything else is fine. That was really weird. It like completely broke. They're just like, no voice acting for you. Right, let's try that again.
Hello. Don't get me wrong, I've witnessed many unsettling things in my lifetime, but a spectral corsair living next door to me? We reside in dark times indeed when the living...
The neighborhood was so much better before they moved in.
I didn't think it possible for Silk to grow any more peculiar, but then I've been wrong about so many things since coming to Rayclast that I shouldn't have been at all surprised. Still, it's interesting that his behavior of late has mirrored that of certain Templar zealots I had the dubious pleasure of meeting back in Theopolis. Like them, Silk appeared obsessed with finding answers to this reality in some ethereal realm of divinity. For my part, I prefer to keep faith in this world. The answers that come from beyond are seldom the ones we want.
Okay.
My poor Greust, a kind man, a strong man, and now...
Oh, they turned it around. Look at that.
With that relic. It washed ashore after the earthquake, and Greust simply had to know whether it was a danger to us. To me. The unholy thing within that device. It possessed Greust, turned him into a monstrosity. We fled the village, and as I turned back, I saw he was killing them. The stragglers, killing them all, even the children. My Greust is dead. That thing that has stolen his body.
That thing!
Please,
it slaughtered everyone!
Destroy it. I'm aware that you and Greust had something of a commercial relationship prior to his... accident.
Mm-hmm.
As is the Asmeri custom, Greust's few possessions have now passed to me. I'm by no means the warrior he was, yet I know my blades and bows well enough. At least it's something I can do to honor his memory, and to keep my mind off things.
How noble. Okay. Yeah, let's sell one of these. It stabs.
Journey well.
Yeah, what level was the staff? I don't know what eye level breakpoint I need to kind of get some of these things, but I'll look into it at some point. Let's see. I think if I can get 3 blue on this, then I'll just like put this right in. Discipline, flame dash. I could probably put like a minion damage on here for as long as I'm going to be using this.
Hello. Keep your life to your own.
Okay, I need to go back to fucking Act 6 just to get the minion damage gem. It's not that much, but I mean, I don't know. Damage is damage.
The Black Crest. She lives again. And me granddaddy. Still can't believe Mervale did that to him. The bilesome bitch.
Whoa!
At least his spirit roams free once again. Wonder if he'll come and visit his favourite granddaughter one more time. Anyways, with the Brine King gone, you've done a fine thing for us seafarers. The waters won't no longer pander to the whim of an overgrown, bloody crustacean. And damn me if I don't feel a stirring in me loins. It's the ocean, calling, like a lust-starved lover. But for now, bugger it all. I'll be sticking about Lion Eye's watch until I get me a new ship. Oh, don't feel sorry for me. With me womanly wiles as sharp as they are, I'll be having Tarkley help me pass the time. Just you see.
Whoa. Okay, TMI, but it's all good. Minion damage. Where is minion damage? Am I blind? I should give him lightning pen, right?
Clearly the old Brine King wasn't worth his salt. A fish out of water, if ever there was. But I suppose As someone wise once said, you can't teach a crab to walk straight.
Uh-huh.
Too much. Yeah, be honest with you. All this fishy mirth is me just swimming around a tricky topic. Nessa. She's not coming back to us, is she? Can't say I'm surprised. What with everything she's been through, what she's become. I wish her all the happiness she can find out there in the sea. More than she could muster on this god's awful land of ours.
Dang. The Black Crest.
You've the debt of the mighty Black Crest under your feet, and old Whalem himself to man the helm. Well, I'll be a pirate's monkey, mate. You sure do know how to travel in style, Exile.
Sorry, I forgot that there was buttons to do the zoom.
I'd hoped for a chance to see Nessa again.
Nesser.
Dreamed it like some poor bloody child believing in fairy tales. No, she's not one of us anymore. But at least she's not like Mervale either. Can't
Yeah,
look
fuck
worse.
you, Mervale.
Who knows? Perhaps Nessa is better off this way. Not like this is much of a home to come back to anyway. Look, I know you did what you could. And for that, you'll always have my thanks.
Dude, no problem,
Stay sharp
buddy.
out there.
I got you. Alright, so let's do this Puppet Master thing to even out the rest of this act. And I'll just get the waypoint because fuck it. What else am I doing, am I right?
I need more mana.
Alright, don't worry, I'm gonna get enough mana, it's fine. Okay. So this is, doing it this way is, if you're looking for the puppet mistress, then you actually can follow the road, because what you're looking for is the waypoint. As if you were kind of like progressing through the game normally. I feel like this is the exact same layout we had the first time. Don't worry, I'm gonna the advanced boarding party. Yeah, so you do this, and you look for this broken road. You can see it on the minimap actually if you took up the terrain. Now the waypoint is the signature landmark. It wasn't always lined up perfectly with the waypoint, and like in the Western Forest, it wasn't there either. So
God bless you on this fine day, Exile. I'm in the mood for some smiting. How about you, Exile? This here island of faith has been made home sweet home by a small horde of corrupted filth. It falls to you and I to cleanse and claim this place in the name of God. Steal your entrails, Exile. You're about to get your hands dirty.
I'm surprised that he kind of has like a more generic interpretation of like God, when there are very specific things with the Karui, and just like in everybody now, I guess. The Templars worship innocence. I get. Is there somebody above innocence, I guess?
It's us or them, Crusader. Us or them.
Us.
God rewards his most faithful servants, but only if we prove ourselves deserving of his divine touch. Today, God has thought fit to bless us for our service. Tomorrow, who knows? Maybe he'll think fit to summon us to his side. Pays not to think of such things too much, Exile. Bad for the faith.
I bet. Ow, ow. The bugs creep me out. Yeah, especially when they're described as like termites. Ew. Yeah, for whatever reason, the normal spiders in this game don't creep me out, but these dudes totally fucking do. I wonder if I should put the melee fizz. Yeah, going back and doing this now like this is just like, this is hard. I feel like the puppet mistress sounds like something a summoner would want.
The Asmeri believed that one day this world of ours would collapse under the weight of Raslatha's offspring. A frightening thought, and thankfully, a mistaken one.
If you haven't used a flask recently, huh? I feel like it's just like, what kind of build doesn't use flasks all the time? Or, you know, however recently would mean.
Another damn god, you say? Yeah, that figures. A primitive deity from a primitive time, crawling up out of the dirt with a view to enslaving us all with its creeping, bloody offspring. I think we could all do without gods like that. So here, take something for the road ahead. The way things are going, it'll be a tough one.
Take something. A book, perhaps.
Farewell.
Faith has a peculiar eye for fashion. You dress yourself in the garb of self-gratification, and you'll get the cold shoulder. But clad yourself in service and sacrifice, and you'll get yourself invited to all the best parties.
Okay, Oriath.
To be given, you first have to give. Something you're really starting to get the hang of, Crusader. You know, the Eternal Empire was founded by Crusaders, men and women just like you. God appeared to an Asmerian shepherd boy many hundreds of years ago. He told that boy to lead his people from the mountains of poverty down into the forbidden lands where prosperity awaited the bold. There he was to build upon the bones of the fallen and found a nation of the faithful. That boy was Veruso, the Prima Imperialis, first emperor of the Eternals.
Prima Imperialis. It's like a cool title, generally speaking. Did we do everything else? I feel like we've done a pretty solid job of like doing all of the side quests so far. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty complete. Oh, what up, Tora?
You know what, Color? We need to make sure you're properly equipped for the hunt. I've picked up a few things while I've been roaming the wilds, and I've been doing a bit of fletching and bowcrafting when I can. Have a look and see if anything takes your fancy.
Fletching. I'm good, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so if you follow the road, you'll eventually find the big ruin that they sometimes use for a prophecy, but I guess now they're using for a quest, so that's good. I don't think I know the landmark to really search for, but I think this isn't it. Okay. Something else dropped. Was it this other scroll of wisdom? What else dropped? Whatever. There's a chaos out there somewhere. There's a mirror of Calandra that just dropped, and I'm just gonna miss it. What the fuck? Okay, but we're gonna return that to him when we get back to town, not now. Superior rain of arrows. Come on, attack them, dudes. Okay, so the way that we do this here, normal stuff. Once you get in the crossroads, just want to get to the center because the waypoint is here. And then you go south to the crypt. The crypt was previously pretty optional. I think it gave you respec points, but now that's where Maligaro's map is, so you want to head there first. I think at the point in the crypt, or the Chamber of Sins where you would end up, there's a waypoint as well. So going either way really doesn't matter. But there's no other reason to go to the crypt other than to get this thing. So might as well do it first. I think maybe, I don't know if the what's it called, the trial is here, so maybe it's worth doing that as well, but I don't know, I don't remember. We'll see. Or we're at level, so I don't necessarily need to be killing all these homies. Oh, for whatever reason, I thought that was it. Like, we made it. So I, like, turned up to just, like, walk into where the crypt door would be. And it wasn't there. I'm embarrassed. Yeah, it's pretty, this zone's like pretty whatever. It's pretty straightforward. No big deal. Go straight through. As are many zones in the game. It's actually really weird because you can just follow the road. Huh. I guess there is a trial here. We can go try to do that. I think these ghosts actually make our face specters. They use EK. I'll eventually want both. So yeah, I kind of want to just try to do Dark Pack skeletons at some point. I don't really know if you have to build into it really hardcore. Although I'm not getting a lot of AoE or anything. Yeah, here you go. We're gonna do this while we're here. Oh, I could have flame dashed down. Yeah, these dudes use EK. Like a black one. I don't know if that's an MTX. I feel like it's a really cool look for EK. I'd be kind of keen on trying this EK out. There's also a threshold jewel to Nova it. Which who knows if that's the way to play. Ow. Hey, what up, Bryce? How's it going, man? How are you, dude? Ow, ow, ow. So many hits. Everybody's hitting.
Shine boldly, so that all may find you when the night falls.
I'm just trying to shine boldly so that everyone can see me when the night falls. You know, same old shit. So what you're looking for is like a sarcophagus that leads into like a library or something like that. Right here. Wow, something like that. It was literally exactly as it was. I called the triangle a square. Did I really? Oh man. That sounds like something stupid I would do. When did I do that? What the fuck? I think I recorded that in the middle of the night, so part of me is not surprised. A chaos. Oh, all my ghosts are dead.
I need more mana.
Damn. Struggle City. Let me grab this chaos. Exalted Orb. Oi, 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 oi. That sounds. I feel dumb. I bet I did. That sounds hilarious. What a dunce. Look, I'm not good at geometry, okay? No, I don't. That sounds hilarious. I'm surprised there's not a mini boss or a unique. I mean, I guess they don't need to be blocking everything. It's just in a fucking box. All right, so once you get this thing, you're golden. Dang, look at this. Rarity of items found, fire res. Lightning res. More life. Oh, it's on a 4-link though. Fuck me. I feel like I know exactly where that happened. It's like in the mail room or whatever.
Me look it! Oh, me darling, me beautiful Meredith. How I miss your shuddering bosoms, your quivering thighs.
Oh my god.
She had a heart to melt an iceberg, and teats the size of her. Ooh. Well, anyway, I thank you.
Gross.
Please, whatever else be in that lockbox, take your pick from it. This locket be the only treasure I need.
What a guy. I feel like I want a granite.
Ina's a pretty young thing, ain't she?
Oh my god.
Bosoms to eclipse the sun she has.
Just saying that because she doesn't have a shirt on.
I spent some time here. Get to know the lass a tad more. Never mind that she's young and alive and I be old and dead. Once she hears me poetry, that is. Not a girlie alive who won't want for a bit of the old rot tooth once he breaks out the tongue twisters and word plays. Not that she'd likely hold much interest in an old ghost like me. Still, a man can dream.
Yeah, I think when I dunked the ball, it like went some awkward direction. I was so confused. Even like watching that on the show, I was like, I don't have any idea what's going on with this basketball.
Ah, that lassie. Pretty on the eyes, I reckon. But
It's kind of interesting that that's there too. And so they have a bunch of, I guess that makes sense that it's there, but it's really weird that that's in the 0G part.
Enemir, though he's a tad dull, tends to ramble on a bit. Still, he's a few interesting stories of his own, so might be worth chewing the fat with from time to time.
Huh.
Always keep your eyes on the horizon.
The horizon. Alright.
I imagine it was no easy feat, removing that abomination from its tomb. The horrors that must still lurk.
I have been playing NBA though, so I'm pretty equipped to,
well,
you know,
I
get that
suppose you'll
dunk
be
on.
meeting abominations aplenty where you're going next. Place that map upon Malagaro's reverie device, and remember, hope for the worst. At least then you'll be partially prepared for what's to come.
Hope for the worst.
Till next time, shall we keep, Savior?
Alright, Malagaro's map. Alright, I'm gonna try to roll this into something, so I'll hang on to it for a little bit. Oh, these are all 10. Nice. I don't know what quality on, I kind of want to just quality all my shit. Quality on my weapon doesn't do anything, but quality on my armor gives me more ES. So, that'll be kind of good. Yeah, it kind of bugs me that they don't leave corpses. They have to like desecrate to use anything. It's okay, I guess. Look at that name, it looks so cool. If you're at all interested, I'm gonna try to play some No Man's Sky on tomorrow? Yeah, so there's a couple things that are coming out that I'm like really excited to play. I'm gonna replay Undertale. That should be next week. And Observer, the new game from the people that made Layers of Fear, is out to next week. So I'm gonna get into that as well. That should be a fun time. Alright, so we're gonna try to get to the middle here. It's right there, actually. God, the sound of that like lightning arrow, the LMP, fucks me up. What the fuck was that sound? Yeah, so you don't really have to wander off too far. You're eventually going to go through the rest of this once you finish the map, Malagaro's map, but for now all you have to do is just kind of go and find the center. And then,
Hello to you, great dream.
hello to you!
We have woven a tale together in days past. Perhaps we shall again.
I don't remember
We make
this voice
mighty
actor.
stories, you and I. And now I have
His voice is very quiet as well.
the last in my great journey. Near to us, cast in shadow, a monster awaits. Black Death is his name. A beauteous ape-leg, twisted grotesque by the master of these loathsome halls. I wish to give this ape-leg the merciful peace he deserves, and to save what is still beautiful, the elixir that only Black Death can make.
Uh-huh.
Please, will you find me? Kill this Black Death. Take the Eight-Legs venom for me. I may be fearsome warrior, but Black Death's master has made him into a thing more monstrous than even I can best. Who know.
I feel like this is the exact same tale that he was spinning for me the last time we talked as well. Black Death.
I have climbed the great eight-leg web. I know the eight legs like no one. This eight-leg, this Black Death, is one of the oldest and most fearsome eight-legs.
Spiders. I killed Black Death.
To its shame, it was made pet, plaything by the malicious master of this place. For years countless, it grew with pain. Pain is all it knows.
Pain. What Black Death did I kill then? The unique monster in this zone in part 1 is the Black Death, I think. Unless there's like 2 Black Deaths.
My great journey led me to places of great power beyond even your story's great dream. I am
Carried on Wings of Shadow sounds like a sick metal band.
That is all.
Or metal band song or something. Sounds sick, just generally speaking. Yo, it uses my portals. Sick. I wonder if the hideout that you use as a player is a map. Because Malagaro kind of makes his own little thing, and here we are. He's got these disgusting, like, nightmare eyeball things. Yeah, I think the last part of Tacoma should be going up today, though. So that's gonna be kind of cool. I'm gonna hold off on leveling that clarity until I actually run out of mana from casting SRS. I wonder if I like spec into mana regen or something like that to make this not a thing. Like, I don't know. 'Cause I'm running out of mana if I don't use clarity. But I feel like using clarity is like not optimal. Oh god, I'm out of ES. Wasn't paying attention at all. Alright, let me remember to swap in melee fizz. Hello! Yeah, that's a portal effect, by the way, that like red thing. So when he does his little whirling blades thing, I just have to flicker strike or whatever the fuck it actually is. Ow. There you go. Look at that. That's what that's supposed to look like. Oh, why I did that.
Our brutal construction nears completion, and now only the wretched Dodri Dark Tongue remains. Unlike her compeers who, in undeath, have yearned for the familiar, Dodri appears drawn to the old wounds of calamity. The cataclysm took some and left much that a parasite like Dodri might enjoy. I shall meet you in San, where I hope you shall make swift and bloody work of that foul hag.
Hey, look how black this black venom is. So like a map, you can just TP out. Yeah, I feel like this is actually kind of cool because it basically introduces you to maps.
Oh, great dreamer who has done great deeds. I shall see to it that my queen rewards you with honor and mercy when she rises up to claim what is hers.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm not gonna give you this.
Elixir, so aged and potent, shall be life-giving draught that she sips upon first waking. It is my gift to her, my wedding gift.
I should not give this to him.
Great dreamer, you will be wrapped in silken finery and made welcome at our wedding feast, guest of honor. And oh, what a feast we all shall enjoy.
Why am I giving him the black ink or whatever? Why not just be like, okay, you're creeping me out, buddy.
I need more mana.
I'm not into the shit that you're saying. It's kind of creeping me out. I'm not into it. No means no. If this were a single player game, there'd probably be some kind of cool quality to revisiting what should be like a, you know, a very identical environment. Chamber of Sins happens to be like a relatively fixed layout. It's just, you know, which stairwell is the one you need to go down is what changes. It's kind of a cool zone in that way. It's a very, very consistent zone. This is probably one of the most consistent zones in the game. I think this also has a trial, so let's kind of look for it. I don't know what skill that is. This little like lightning spirit that comes out. Dominus uses it a bunch. I don't think I've seen an MTX for it, so I'm kind of under the assumption it's a skill I can't use. Alright, we're gonna do this because we're here. We're gonna try not to die this time.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Not before. Yeah, cheating. How's it going? Can't do this on the Xbox. Suck it. You can, it's just really hard and not as fast.
There is a fine line between consideration and
we did it.
hesitation. The former is wisdom, the latter is fear.
Is pain, fear, sorry. Nice, look at this. Minion life. This is also a little bit of leech. So hopefully they're gonna sustain themselves a little bit better. Yeah, so the same rules apply here, though. If you're trying to find the end game boss room, so same kind of map layout stuff you're looking for then applies here. This is one zone where it's literally the same as when you first encounter it. The only difference is the enemies that you encounter are different, I guess, and there's a doorway at the end. You enter through instead of letting Piety leave. Which who could have thought it was a door? They all have this, like, I think they have a static lightning thorns. Based on the sound of it, I can't really tell. Yeah, so the other stuff that you end up getting on the tree for your or the minion life is just, I think it's passive minion regen. It's normally not useful, but I think because it comes with the vitality, you might want it for dark damage if you're gonna do that, which I might. I want to. There's the door. I forgot. I feel like there's a waypoint right at the end, outside of this door too. Like there's an overabundance, if anything, of waypoints.
What? He's intending to make matrimony with Arakali? My word, that's quite a story even for Silk.
Arakali,
yes,
huh?
I know that name, and the place to which it is purportedly attached. A temple to the north, now in ruins. If Silk intends unholy congress with this Arakali, that is the most likely place we would seek it. Unfortunately, Arakali's temple lies beyond that which now belongs to Ralakesh. To reach the many-legged goddess, you must first draw to some conclusion with the many-faced god.
Okay.
From what I can recall, Arakali was a vile fertility goddess. A rather unsettling union of sexuality and mortality.
Whoa.
Whilst usually presenting herself as a large arachnid, Arakali would often assume human form. A ruse intended to lure mortals into the act of copulation. The entries were vague about the gender of her prey. After satiating her carnal desires,
open-minded.
she would then quench her divine thirst, draining her erstwhile lover of all bodily fluid. Her acolytes would then collect the desiccated husk and give it a decorative placement in Arakali's unholy temple. I fear that Silk knows not the true nature of the marriage he so desperately seeks.
Look, alright.
You will.
What you tell
Stop
me,
playing
Silk,
hating.
this I understand, though I do not want to. I have spent many nights pondering Silk's journey, why he has stepped from the spirit path. Now I know. He has walked into the 8 arms of blind lust, Arakali.
Arakali.
Silk is a warning to us all. He is trying to take the short trail to greatness, to the story Spirit has made for him. Silk tries to steal his story, but now he holds only a lie. Please, you must find the place where this Arakali sleeps in her web of shadow. You must stop Silk before he wakes her, a mistake that we all will come to regret. The Spirit tells me this is so.
Dude, if you just don't like his new girlfriend, just tell him.
I have asked questions of Spirit, and it has answered in dreams that wake me with screaming. Arakali will suck all life from this land, leave only empty husks and dusty
I'm kind of
bones.
interested to see how all these gods would clash in the first place. Like, they all want dominance over, like, everything. Like, what are they gonna do?
Husks and dust and Arakali.
League of Legends.
One less twisted intellect perverting our world. There is still much to be done, but at least we can rest easier in the knowledge that Meligaro and his foul creations will trouble Rayclast no longer. Here. I know that you and Greust didn't see eye to eye, but I'm sure he would have wanted to recognize this deed. It's the act of a warrior, after all.
Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna use any of these. Might as well get a chrome, right? Alright, well, that's cute and all.
Go with courage.
Okay. Ah, damn it. Yeah, look at this. Look how uneven this is. You're killing me, Path of Exile. Oh yeah, let's armor up these boots. Yeah, look at that. Base scaling. All the difference. What up? Okay. I think we can probably make it all the way to the thing. Not too many problems. I don't think anything is even gonna stop me. Like, I guess if you go to that town, then you kind of don't have to worry about going once you reach the end waypoint. I feel like maybe that's like, it's not a big deal that there's a lot of extra waypoints, but maybe that's like a little cluttery.
Life is short. Deal with it.
I feel like if we had modern representations of like all the characters, we need to give the witch like a YOLO shirt or something. How do we make a... Oh, I saw Logan. How do we make the witch like obnoxious like X23? No, go to the other one. Dang it. Bone sculptor.
I need more mana.
Dude, is that a dog? Oh, look at that card. Someone was just like, you know what we need on this card? A little dog. Yeah, summon more dudes, I dare you. Oh my god, please. I'm like misclicked on the leveling like so hard. I don't know how much faster flame dashing
When I'm
is,
ready, and not before.
but it feels good. Yes, I already went to town. I don't really need to use this waypoint at all. I feel like this zone's kind of cool, but I feel like my brain and eyes are kind of not that into orange environments. It's just chaos. There's a bunch of dudes everywhere. Alright, let's put on melee fizz, and then we go in. He came from where I came from. Direwolf, I love Game of Thrones. Is that Greust? Ow, I shouldn't walk into that, huh? Yeah, there you go. Fuck you, Greust. That's what happens when you're like prepared instead of being like a fucking idiot. Just be like, whatever, a one link's okay.
When you try to control everything, you ultimately control nothing.
Philosophy.
Rakesh has never quite been able to grasp that concept.
Philosophy. Taken over time while moving. Huh.